Hello, I'm Riddell from Confidence Beyond 50 and Your Voice Matters. Today we're talking about a book review, and the book review that I'd like to share about is my own book. In 2006 I wrote my story called Beyond Abuse. In 2018 I had it republished under Beyond Abuse, a recovery guide for men and women in an era of me and all of us. Now, what's the difference? In 2006, I was coming out of a tumultuous time after the death of my husband, where my past had bubbled up: the violent alcoholic dad, the pack rape as a teenager, the pregnancy, the adoption, the put down by society. All those things that made me crumble and hide away. They all came up in 2000 and 2002 when Les passed away. So over those 4 years, I grew, I wrote, and eventually the book happened. But I think the great benefit of the second edition, which was published last year, and here we are. And I know Trish was told us about reversal of the words, but I haven't looked at that yet. So the benefit in this book is that I have answered questions that I've been asked in the last 10 years, covered points that the editor thought that I'd glossed over, and I decided to broaden it because stuff happens to men as well as to women. So I've included 4 men's stories and 4 other women's stories. So the main part of the book is still my story, an expanded version, but I've added at the back these 8 other stories. I think one of the benefits of reading the book is that every chapter concludes with some tips and reflection for the reader to look back and see how that might affect them. Because writing a book is all about how you're going to relate to the reader. So giving them something giving back something to them, I think is really important. So I think that's one of the values of reading the book. Another value that I think is very strong, that I'm living proof that no matter what happens to you, and there's been lots of stuff in my life, you can still go on to live a great, amazing and useful life. That, I think, is the most thing. It's about giving the hope and inspiration, the belief that when you're in a bad spot, you can still step up and step out and make something of your life. So if you know someone who's been through an abusive situation, you know someone who's had their voice suppressed, then I would urge you to have a look. Go on Amazon and have a look. I will put the link in the Facebook page live, but that's the cover. Beyond Abuse, a recovery guide for men and women in an era of me and all of us too. It's something I'm vitally passionate about. If we can help just one person, because the rates of domestic violence and violence against women is rising. Let's take responsibility for ourselves. This is a great place to start.